They all got out. You know, I think something good is coming out of all this.
I like to think it all happened because our land loves us. I've often thought that on our farm I could feel the love flowing out from the land. Makes us feel warm and safe and protected. Just like when we were children and knew our parents loved us. Sometimes when a child has been protected too long, it may have to be hurt a little before it can learn to stop doing the things it knows are wrong and dangerous. That's part of growing up.
That's part of growing up.
That's part of growing up. Our community, too, needed to grow up. Perhaps we had to be hurt a little before we could learn to stop doing the things we knew were wrong and dangerous. Wrong and dangerous.
Wrong and dangerous. It's time to wake up.
Today, many thinking citizens are concerned about the growing centralization of decisions, controlling the business, the social life.
Wasn't that a funny story? Yeah. What were you going to say, Vicki?
The last thing the men behind the curtain want is a conscious, informed public capable of critical thinking.
Why don't they look, Ralph? Tell me. Why don't they look?
Are you sound asleep, Claire? Don, are you sound asleep?
Yes.
And of course, all of us carry the same goals in our hearts.
Today's children, future citizens in our democratic society. They're lovable, they're often exasperating, and they're continually trying with all their might to discover the meaning of what they experience. They need our help.
Billy, see that policeman across the street? He'll come and take you away if you don't take my hand.
One world, global social system that they can control the central authority.
Oh, yes, he doesn't like bad boys.
And so Molly becomes what some people call a very good little girl. In fact, so good and quiet that she gives up questioning altogether.
The human brain operates on very low frequencies. Signals in the same frequency range can affect human moods. You can generate happiness, you can generate sadness, you can generate any mood you want, any mood you want, any mood you want.
You come a long way, baby.
The use of electromagnetic weapons technologies for debilitating weapons.
All of these events end up merging with each other.
Images and suggestions are implanted directly into the mind.
Big business is not giving up. With this Congress re-elected, we'll have a company country, company housing, company stores, company unions, company discrimination. We'll have unemployment at full, and ultimately...
At the globe in the 1930s helped lead to the development of nuclear power.
You never know what's around the next corner. Some of the things might be great. Some of the things might be terrible. Some of the things might look terrible and turn out to be great. Some of the things might look great and turn out to be terrible. So, be careful turning corners.
I never had a good enough understanding myself to really explain things. Da, 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 da.
When my kids ask me anything, I get butterflies in my stomach.
It's a bugaboo.
Not listening, not paying attention.
Double square Freemasonry.
Go ahead, Paul. Go on through. Nothing in there gonna hurt you.
I don't want to.
Oh, go on. Show Daddy you're not afraid.
No, Daddy.
Oh, go on, Paul.
No!
Don't you yell at... I guess you can get pretty mad sometimes.
We want to share our excitement and experience with our children.
If you were aware of that danger, you could have avoided it.
More important to them than thou shalt not kill.
Aware, alert, alive.
This understanding is, of course, age-old.
Man, look at him go.
Andrew was on the run.
The sun is a round eyeball of God. The ancient Egyptians believed the pupil of God was the sun, and he's watching you.
The tip of the finger.
And wherever there were loud noises, violence, or the sadistic suggestion, there was Andrew. One high-pitched, piercing note away from real tragedy.
Oh, little lamb.
It's a bugaboo.
Don't ride so fast, dear. You might fall. Paul, come here.
All knowledge must come through the senses. All that we perceive and all of the awareness of our daily existence.
The tarot will teach you how to create a soul.
In Three Ring Circus, Sunday at noon on TV.
Look at him. This new individual is well equipped for all the physiological functions of living.
It's a sunrise of a secret society.
I want each of you to put a sniff in his mouth.
The tip of the finger. That's where the sensory endings of touch are most plentiful.
Nickels.
Who's the little man?
The man with the star on his chest.
For the last 4 years, we have worked together to overcome the greatest physical hardships the world has ever known.
Serious. Is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
For the physical nature of life around us and all its wonderful variety is a constant marvel to mankind.
We have prevailed, thanks to our fantastic computer technology and the intervention of His Satanic Majesty.
Creation was made in darkness. Hail, Satan.
I got the money, they got the power. I got the money and they got the power.
Once you start some things you just can't stop, and drugs are like that too. You pick it up and it's hard to drop, and drugs are like that too.
threat. Horrific acts of atrocities, murderous regimes dedicating to killing us, tyranny and terror, slaughtered thousands, weapons programs,
the deadliest of weapons,
terrible weapons, nuclear weapons,
nuclear weapons,
poison gas, torture chambers, mass graves,
deadly technologies,
radical ideology of hate,
terror of threats,
terror,
terror,
global terrorism, 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 the evil terrorists. Terrorists, 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 terrorists,
terrorists,
terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists.
What kind of world could we have without these people controlling it? What kind of world? This is the thing we all need to ask ourselves. What kind of world could we have without these people?
They tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations.
They have put this conspiracy together over hundreds of years, centuries, making us get this kind of control.
In the U.S. today, 1 person out of every 20 must undergo treatment in a mental institution.
Which way the river's flowing.
We're there.
But is it really the Jews?
And they call themselves the guardians of the secrets of the ages.
Our race is the only one deserving the rule.
Everything is controlled by an overlord that is unseen.
What is it?
Say,
what is it?
The so-called establishment kings, those that know best, the visions of the anointed ones, are obsessed with the occult.
You ungrateful creatures!
Did you ever think how much fun it is just to be alive?
The tip of the finger. No, darling. Mommy and Daddy aren't old. We won't leave you. We won't leave you. We won't leave you. Leave you.
The greatest sin of all is self-deceit.
Symbols are magic tools to control people.
These beings exist within our very language, our very thoughts, our very thought patterns.
Illusion, distortion, hallucinations may set in.
You have this particular commandment, which is, thou shalt not make for yourself a graven image or a symbol. It was more important to them than thou shalt not kill.
Exxon's symbol is the double cross of the Templars, which is a Freemason symbol.
There are 240,000 miles of neural threads in the human brain, enough to stretch from Earth to the Moon. On every micrometer of these threads, there exists 250,000 units of information. But this data is recorded only as pictograms, only as composite images, and not as words.
The people who are behind this movement are the same people behind the mainstream media.
We're realists, we Satanists.
The media is controlled. The media is telling you what to think and how to think.
CBS. What is the symbol for CBS? It's the all-seeing eye.
They take the soul up. By being aware of how symbols work and art and imagination, we evolve spiritually. But that which can also help you evolve can also help you devolve, can also help you be enslaved.
On the left-hand side of the bill, I knew it coeptus, which means our enterprise is now a success.
Your secret side.
Ordo is order, and seclorium is where we get the word secular, meaning the world. So it's new order of the world, the New World Order. These guys own our government. They print our money, and they own not only the government, but they own you. You are their property.
And they owe it all to the man with the star on his chest.
The triangle with the light emanating from around it is Horus, the god of the ancient Egyptians. Of course, this is an Egyptian pyramid. Freemasons designed this dollar bill.
America's private run-for-profit Federal Reserve Bank, from its very inception in 1913, has been run by prominent members of the Bohemian Club.
Did you say the Bohemian Club? Yeah. That's where all those rich Republicans go up and stand naked against redwood trees, right?
Now a question. What have Herbert Hoover, Art Linkletter, Jack London, and Richard Nixon all had in common?
Bizarre, ancient Canaanite, Luciferian, Babylon mystery religion ceremonies.
Well, they've all been members of the exclusive all-male Bohemian Club in California, where every year at this time, the elite from around the country get together for 2.5 weeks of fun and games.
Ye fools and priests.
All of the heads of industry throughout the world, all of the heads of state throughout the world.
I spit upon your fire.
The Grove is the Bohemian Club's summer retreat. The camp has been a place where club members and guests from all across America gather to relax.
Begone, dull care. Fire shall have its will of thee.
Among its members are businessmen like Leonard Firestone and Edgar Kaiser, and political figures like Gerald Ford, Henry Kissinger, William French Smith, and George Shultz.
Begone, dull care.
President Reagan, Vice President Bush, Richard Nixon is a Bohemian, and so are high-ranking executives of such companies as Eastern Airlines, Standard Oil of Indiana, and Bank of America. For the most part, the men of Bohemian Grove are over 50, highly successful, and politically conservative. Members may not photograph, record, speak, or write about activities at the retreat. Like a boys' camp, the Grove has a symbol, in this case, a somewhat fierce-looking owl.
It's a little owl.
Great owl of Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adjuration.
With this ceremony called the cremation of care, that begins the 2-week encampment where the body of dull care, symbolizing woes and concerns, is burned on an altar in front of a big owl statue.
20 to 25-foot owl.
They throw off their cares, their conscience for what they have to do in the world.
Of fun and games.
The reason why they chose the owl is because the owl is a symbol used in Europe by secret societies, because the owl is wise, because it sees things in the dark.
Discussions at the Grove in the 1930s helped lead to the development of nuclear power and the atomic bomb. It was at the Grove in 1967 that Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan hashed out differences over their presidential ambitions.
Once again, midsummer sets us free.
Herbert Hoover called it the world's greatest men's party.
Of fun and games.
And there is a list of powerful people waiting to get in on it.
The powers that be in this world have both control over revolution, trouble, anarchy, and they have control over good government and over righteous government. So they can do whatever they want.
I only wish society could look at it in its proper light.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
It used to be more secretive. You know, the New World Order was talked about 30 or 40 years ago, and nobody would say it out and open. Now they talk about the New World Order, so it's not as secretive and it's not as conspiratorial as it was 50 or 60 years ago. People believe in internationalism, and I think they're very sincere. They just think the world would be better off if we had one world government. I don't. I mean, I don't even like the size of our federal government, let alone one world government.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reality is that throughout the 20th century, most totalitarian regimes have come into place through the voluntary acquiescence of the people.
I'm just amazed at the treason that is going on in this country, and Americans haven't got the faintest idea in the world how to read the symbols and what the words mean.
What I'm about to say is fact. The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret. They have planned and are now leading us into a one-world communist government.
The United States is in a key position to shape this so that the problem of the Bush presidency will be the emergence of a new international order.
Within the next 4 years, we will see the emergence of a new international order.
The beginning of a new international order.
I look into the eyes of the elite, windows into their souls, and I see weak, decadent people who revel in the raw exercise of power.
A new world is emerging. It is a new world order with significantly different and radically new challenges for the future.
Surprisingly enough, more liberty is lost through the ballot box than through tanks.
President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
But I'm going to guarantee you something. There's going to come a day in this country very soon when we're going to wake up and find out that all these people used to tell us and used to tell me all the time, oh, it could never happen in America. It's already happened in America. They just haven't told you yet.
This is the best chance to begin to establish the new world order. And that's why the stakes are so high.
They plan to kill you, control you, or incarcerate you. Are you kidding?
The CIA makes the mafia look like a Sunday school class.
The Democratic presidential hopeful laid out his vision for America's place in a new world order.
Somebody better wake up. We are in serious trouble.
The most important thing to realize, they are all one and the same. The Order of the Quest, Freemasonry, the ancient Order of the Rose and Cross, the Knights Templar, the Sovereign and Military Order of the Knights of Malta, the Order of St. John of Jerusalem, the Priory de Sion, the Thule Society, or sometimes known as the Thule Society, the Order, the Skull and Bones, the Russell Trust, the Jason Society, the Trolley, the Illuminati, and I could go on and on and on and on and on and on.
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines. The power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful. To make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world. A decent world that will give men a chance to work. That will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!